live for episode 4 of the Plus 3 podcast. Hey everyone.
Hi. Hey, what's up?
So, John and Tina, you guys are on vacation, I hear.
We're actually inside Evan's home right now.
Yeah, his sexy house.
We literally broke in and said, hey, what's up?
So we're all in, yeah, that's it. That's all that happened. And then we just went right upstairs like nothing happened. We're all recording on one microphone.
Yeah, it's kind of hard, actually.
Is it?
No.
Yeah, I mean, having us all here is really hard. Usually I just don't want to see their faces.
Yeah, I just deal with them on the wall. Christina.
Yeah, I guess it's all right. It's all right with Christina.
Yeah, all our sexy faces are smushed to one microphone.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I love it.
It's going to get very hot in this room
I love it.
because of what we're...
I love it.
So John, what do you have for us this week?
I've been on vacation, bro.
He's been on vacation, bro. Okay.
No, I barely played any games this week because of that, but I tried some games on the PlayStation Classic, and let me tell you, PlayStation Classic, it's great. I love it. I fucking love it. Yeah.
Actually?
Well, the issue is I hacked mine, so I have like a lot of games on it. So I like it. I played Demolition Racer. I played Chrono Cross. I played Demolition Racer 2.
Like, what is Demolition Racer?
I thought it was Demolition Derby.
I heard of Demolition Derby, but...
Oh, maybe I'm saying it wrong. Maybe Demolition Derby.
Actually, his niece played it too. She hated it.
Yeah. Demolition Derby is one of those games where I think it was the first game to have 4-player. One of the first games to have 4-player there on
Really?
PlayStation 1.
So that game is So I found out because when we were at the cottage, Austin and I were playing. Our buddy Austin, we were playing the Destruction Derby part where like it's just all the cars are in a circle and they just go at each other. We found out the first time we played it, you would go right into the middle and your car would go flying into the air. And we found out that if you don't move at the beginning of that part, like at the beginning, you just literally, all those cars will just aim at you. Like the whole time, those cars just go for you. No one else. So we were just getting chased by like 12 other cars. But that was really fun.
12 cars?
I don't know, maybe more than that. Maybe like 22.
On a PlayStation 1 game?
Yeah.
12 cars on screen?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
It was a lot.
Actually, the graphics were really nice.
Well, for its time, yeah, it was pretty decent.
I'm waiting for a sequel then. PS5 Demolition Derby 3.
Actually, there is a game called Wreckfest.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What's that all about?
I don't know. I haven't played it yet, but
Okay.
I'll play for next week. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, there's like a bunch of other games that I tried on there. I have all the Tony Hawk games on there. But yeah, if you talk about like the PlayStation Classic when you purchase it, like if you don't have a chance to like do the hack for it and everything like that, the games that come with it are they're not the greatest, but they also use the PAL versions.
Yeah. So that just means it's the European. Is it Japanese?
No.
No, Japanese.
Is it?
PAL?
What does
Pretty
PAL
sure-
mean?
Pretty sure that's Europe.
It's a region code.
I think it's the Europe. I think so.
So like more censored?
No, it's like
it's just shittier quality.
It's designed to work on different hardware. I guess like this was a thing back in like when D was popular. They would have different movies.
Like Tekken, if you play like our version that we got here, it would run I think in like 60 frames per second or whatever. But if you play the PAL version, it actually the FPS version the FPS is lower. It stutters more. It's annoying.
The different regions, the region codes are meant for it to think. They're designed to work. Like say a PAL version is designed to work on a Japanese.
Something like that. You just tell that they didn't really like take their time when adding all those games. And also, if there's a way, when it first came out, there was a way that if you could plug in a keyboard, a Logitech keyboard, and if you hit escape on that keyboard, it would open up an actual menu, and you could change the version, the actual version, so you could just change it back to something better than PAL.
Well, you know what? It's actually legal. It's fully legal to back up your own games. That's the whole thing about ROMs and stuff. That's why there's so much ROM software and all that out there. That's why they're so easy to get. Because it's actually legal. It's perfectly fine for you to...
But not distributed to the public.
That's right. So you're allowed to own backup copies if you're allowed to own ROM. have the game.
What torrent? Owning your own torrent.
Same. It's all the same thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
If you actually own a license to the product, so like if you
Yeah.
and then you like have
A copy of it.
technically
Okay.
you're doing it.
Huh.
In Canada, the laws are really loose on that though. Like you don't have to. You're allowed having stuff that you don't own, but you're not allowed sharing it.
Yes.
Your favorite game is that Aladdin game that you played?
Oh man, that game was. I
What was
remember
it
having.
called?
I don't know. I can't remember. It's Aladdin something. I don't know. But you could just tell like. We used to have a demo disc with that game, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And then I watched my niece play it, and it's bad.
Did you have? I think you did have this. I think I was at your place trying it. You have Ninja, that game called Ninja.
Yeah, I have that on there. I have all the Tenchu games. I have all the Twisted Metal games on there.
Twisted Metal is hard. PS1, the very first one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I played that too, and also I was mentioning this earlier. Resident Evil, on the PS1, literally characters are blobs.
Yeah.
It's awful.
But the levels look good.
Yeah, because they're using the whole.
And the whole directional with the analogs, it's awful.
Trying to run from something when you have to like
And then aim also.
back step and then like do a 180 and then run. You can't because you can't turn and run at the same time.
Yeah.
No, you probably can.
Most games that I played, like if you use the controller that's actually not, or if you use the controllers that actually come with the PlayStation Classic, they don't have any analog sticks. So you're using all the directional pad. But I bought a dongle that you can just plug into the USB slot, and then you can just use your PS4 or PS3 controllers.
Yeah, you can get it off Amazon. I think it's like those 8-bit.
Yeah, 8-bit 2 or something like that. It's worth it. I like
To
it.
have like a wireless control.
But if you are wanting to pick up a PlayStation Classic, I would recommend going to either Best Buy, because they are, if you buy like a system or something, they basically give you that PlayStation Classic for free.
Yeah.
You could do.
No, I think that was just like a special.
They're just trying so hard to get it off the shelves. It's unreal. Like we paid full price for it when it first came out, and like I thought I regretted it, but if you do this small hack and everything, it's totally worth it. But then that, like, here's a question, like, what other systems do you guys think they'll do? Like, a lot of people are thinking the N64 Mini, which I actually hope they do.
N64 Mini makes sense. Doing like GameCube, no.
No, because it has whatever it is. It has to be able to be basically because these things are they're emulators on small. They're basically built on Raspberry Pis.
What do you think
Plus,
about?
like N64 games are chunky as hell. So like carrying like 30 N64 games when you can just have it all in one emulator is way better.
The problem you may have, this is just talking from a tech perspective. The problem you might have with Classic is that you have 64-bit games, whereas PS1 didn't have that.
Oh, yeah,
So
sure.
I don't know how the differences play out on,
Also,
You would have less games on it.
or the games would be more expensive. Require like a beefier chip or whatever they're using.
what about the controllers?
Didn't they have problems with the licensing? Like what games they can actually have on there?
They always do.
What, on
Yeah.
the PlayStation Classic?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go into that menu I mentioned with the Logitech keyboard, you could see that they tested that Raspberry Pi with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games. They did Tomba, I don't know how to say it, and then a bunch of other games. The Parasite Eve. So like you could tell that they wanted certain games on there, but they weren't able to.
But they got some good games, like Chrono Cross is on there.
No. They have Resident Evil 1 and 2. Wait. They have 2? I can't remember. I know they have Resident Evil, and then they have
They have a lot of random games like Street Fighter Puzzle Fighter.
that one's good though.
And then
Didn't have Siphon Filter?
they
Nope.
did. Yeah?
Did they?
Yeah, they had Siphon. I don't know, just like games that you most likely wouldn't pick up and play.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's about it. That's really, I've just been on vacation.
It's not vacation, bro.
This is the first time I'm urging to play games. I just really want to play games now.
Yeah. Right now, you just have to pull from memories.
Yeah, that's about it.
But good thing you hacked your Classic.
It's legal.
You did some legal hacking
All
and
legal.
unlock the possibility. Otherwise, not very well selling console. Isn't that sad though? How people are changing the product in order to appreciate it.
Well, it's never for the fans; it's for the money.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of consoles, we have some new news about a new console for the Nintendo Switch Lite. Nintendo Switch Lite was announced, and let me tell you, there's a lot of things I have to say about it. Just because they have so many handhelds already, do they really need another one? You know, I know like Nintendo Switch has a lot of success so far. Like we were actually looking at how much it was sold, and they've already sold. I think it was like 24.
Here's here.
24. No, 34.7 million. That's a lot compared to like I don't know some other consoles like the DS actually sold a lot.
Yeah.
Probably because of Japan.
That's the best selling.
Yeah, the DS
handheld
was
of
their
all time.
best selling Nintendo product. But anyways, the Switch. I mean, it's cool that it's a new handheld. There's a lot of Switch games that can be played on a handheld. That's a lot better than using a dock. But it doesn't have a dock, so like it's not really a cheaper version that you would like to have in your household.
So this is not just like they took the DS before they did a regular DS. It was just bulkier, but then they made the DS Lite, all the exact same functionality and everything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
all they did was literally shrink the console. So you're saying this is not what that is?
Well, basically the Switch Lite is smaller a little bit. That's just because they don't want you to fit it on the dock that they have for the Switch. And they don't have detachable Joy-Cons. So basically it is a handheld. They also put longer battery life on it because you are going to be playing it for a lot longer.
So why don't they want it to be attached to the dock?
They
It's
just
just
because like then you essentially getting it to Switch, right?
Yeah, but I think the handheld is. I think it's
Oh
good.
wait, so this is a light version of the
Of
Switch.
the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
so they're gonna keep selling both.
All games are playable on both devices, but it'll have limited, like if it's a game that uses Joy-Con motion, like the first games like Nintendo 1-2 Arms, like anything that uses the motion control on the Joy-Cons, you can't play those on the handheld.
Oh,
But it'll
okay.
be good for people who are literally. There's some people that just want to play with handhelds, the 3DS. If they want to move on to the Switch, they'll have it, right? Some people don't just plug into the. They'll just go anywhere and bring their Switch.
Well, I think it's mostly made for like commuters, who's people
Yeah.
that want to be on the move all the time and still have all their games.
While they're driving to work, just plug the Switch. And
Well, no, like actual commuters.
Commuters, you know?
Yeah.
I see a lot of people when I take the subway to work. I see
Oh
a
yeah,
bunch of
there's
people.
I've Subway, TTC, kids. Like when you take your kids somewhere, like airplanes, you want to have something that's portable.
You don't want to hear them talking. Just give.
Also, it comes in 3 different colors that you can't get with the Switch. I think it was like a funky turquoise,
yellow and gray.
Yeah,
I
like
think it's
that's cool.
Hmm.
Also, because they don't have detachable Joy-Cons, they said they will release at an additional cost Joy-Cons that you can buy
Oh.
to play with someone else, but there's no kickstand for the actual device, so you can't even prop it onto a desk or somewhere, a flat surface. So when you're playing with your friend, you'll have to prop it up yourself, like or
Do you think?
Your friend will have to like sit awkwardly beside it, like
Beside
lean
you,
their neck
yeah.
over and
Do you think they'll make like an additional like separate thing for like?
probably
And
kickstand.
then, do
Probably.
you think they'll actually do a connector? You remember how like in the Game Boy other
Yeah.
days when you would
When you
connect?
can link play.
system.
Yeah.
Like,
Do
No,
you
but
think
they
they'll
don't
do
need
that?
that because they have online
LAN.
Switch.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh, my.
the LAN thing replaces that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the
Yeah.
internet existed.
So, anyways, what we're just coming down to is the Nintendo 3DS is going to be meaningless now. Like they're phasing it out pretty much.
Well, it's been dying for a long time, I think.
Well, they're
Well-
gonna start slowly. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna do this one, the Lite, and I think near the holiday they'll bring basically like the Nintendo Switch Pro. So it'll be
No.
it'll be beefier, like better CPU, better whatever. Because a lot of people are looking into that. They want to have a Nintendo Switch that's just more like has more power and
I don't think Nintendo would go down that road.
You don't think so? I think so.
Well, what's interesting actually now you say that, maybe other consoles are going to jump on this Lite thing. Like, say, for example...
Oh, they have already. Xbox One S. That's their Lite version of the Xbox One.
Is it really?
Yep.
Does the PlayStation have a PlayStation?
So they have the standard?
No, when they had the chunky PS3, they had the PS3 Slim. Or is it PS2 Slim?
That was only sized.
Yeah, PS2 Slim, PS3 Slim. But I'm asking if they have a PS. I don't think they do.
So they have a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation 4 Pro, but will they?
That would be stupid because they're announcing PS5.
Yeah.
So.
But that idea going forward, though, maybe they'll do a PS5 Lite because they'll probably have a really high price point whenever it comes out.
Yeah, well, Nintendo's just cashing in like every other company, trying to get more money out of the most successful consoles. Because, I mean, if their DS is the most successful, they came out with 2DS.
Yeah, that was stupid.
The 3DS and, like, the Lite you said, right? So, wherever the money goes, that's where Nintendo goes.
Of course.
Yeah.
What about doing the same things you've always done, right, Nintendo?
Speaking of Nintendo, we brought on our vacation the Nintendo Switch, and we had not, at that point, played the new Smash Bros. Ultimate. So our good friend Nikki, she let us play it out, and honestly, I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Even John loved it, and he doesn't even really play Smash Bros. In Melee.
I still have my some of my negative stuff about it, but like I had fun. It's fun when you play against like your friends and your people who are playing are not super serious about it. Sometimes I just didn't even really know where I was on the screen.
Well, if you play with competitive players or someone that grew up with Melee, they're going to be instantly better than you.
Yeah.
How many players can you have on screen on this one?
So it's the same as the last game. So you can have just a regular 4-player, and then you can have, what is it, 8? 8 online?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's 8, up to 8. But with 8, it's just way too hectic. So playing the standard 4 is just a lot easier.
That would be silly.
It would be.
8 players on screen.
The one thing that
it gets too much, and then you can kind of make it a challenge because one year what we did is we played 2 of us and then 6 CPUs of NES. That was a nightmare.
The cool thing about the new Smash that I noticed is when you first start playing the game, all the characters are locked. But when you go to the character select screen, every single character that's there is from the first Smash Brothers game from the N64.
Oh.
Which I kind of didn't like because, like, if Nikki signed into her account, obviously all her stuff would be unlocked. But like, say we just bought the game, we want to play with like 10 people that came over to play this game. You only have the fresh roster list, and which is only I think 8 characters.
Yeah, but I thought it was a cool concept of like you start off with the 8 characters that you had from Super Smash Brothers on the N64, but then every time you complete a level, you always unlock that one, and then you just keep on unlocking people.
Yeah, for sure. But like, if you want not to be able, like, it should be an adventure mode where you slowly unlock all the characters, or you have like the single play where you can have all the, because the Ultimate has like, I don't know, 30-40 characters. It's the biggest roster they've had so far.
Well, how many do you start off with?
I think it's 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not.
That's
quite a few that you don't have still.
Yeah, so like to me, then I had to focus on getting good with one character. Like I only played mostly Samus and Link.
Yeah, but that makes it better because then eventually, when you do unlock your character that you're super good at, you've already mastered 1 or 2. Like you're playing characters that you've never played before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see you get me.
But
yeah.
I thought it was just a cool nostalgia based of like seeing like because I played Smash Brothers on the N64 when I was little. So seeing all like those old like the same characters that you'd play as in Smash Brothers in the N64, I thought it was cool. But no, I do understand like you have this huge thing if you have a group of players like we had playing and you only have 8 characters, you're like, oh cool, now I can just only play as 8 characters.
But from the characters I played, so we'll talk about Samus, which is quite a beloved character, and they also have Dark Samus whenever you unlock it. And I noticed instantly new character moves. So from E3 2018, they announced quite a bit actually of what they anticipated, what character move sets were changed. And from the main characters, I really noticed was Samus has this new air dash where she also has I guess like a ball that hits you continuously while she's up smashing you. And then also Link has a new it's kind of like his ability with the bow, but they change it to almost like it blows you away. So when you're going against someone, you can pull out like it looks like a bow that also blows air at you, and then it pushes you across the map. There's a lot more skins. There's like colored options that you can pick for each player. The gameplay is a lot smoother. They brought back up dodging from Melee.
I don't know what any of this is. I never used dodging. I never used block.
But yeah, anyways, they upgraded a lot of the move sets and they made it fresh. And to me, honestly, I thought every couple of years to get a new Smash was kind of useless. This is mostly the same thing. It's just like a recycled fighting game. But the Ultimate, I feel like they made it smoother, added more characters than you'd ever need.
Well,
somebody's gonna master it.
Yeah, it's gonna make it better.
They're also coming out with DLC as well. So each character, they have like Piranha Plant, they have Joker from Persona. People really want Waluigi. I doubt it will ever happen.
And they have characters that people still want and probably shouldn't be there, like Snake. He's back. Ice Climbers.
I don't care if he's back unless he's doing the voice of David Hayter.
It's not David Hayter?
He stopped doing Snake.
Yeah, during Metal Gear Solid 5,
yeah. But if he's in, well, he probably wouldn't have a voice.
I think he does.
They do like a little or whatever.
They also have a female Pikachu. Go females. They have like more costumes for Pikachu, which is super cute.
Don rolls his eyes.
No, I didn't. I did not roll my eyes.
Still have Sonic. They still have Pac-Man. Useless Mii fighters, which I don't know why are ever on the Smash games.
Is there a level of the Mii Plaza and they play the music in the background?
I don't know actually. Oh, speaking of the maps, there's like the icons are so small because there's like 60 maps that you can play from like every single Smash game. I think all maps are on there. Insane.
So this is gonna have DLC, so it's intended to be a project that keeps growing.
Oh yeah, and I think they still have the map editor where you can make your own map as well.
Oh,
they have that?
They had that in the last Smash game.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in this one though.
Might be.
Yeah, that's about it for Smash. Like, it's good. I like it. It's the first Smash that I'm kind of getting back into.
The online multiplayer, they stated they improved. I've yet to try it, but if it's less laggy than the last one, I'm going to be quite impressed.
It's always been more of a couch game, right?
Yeah, couch co-op for sure.
Honestly, though, Nintendo games, I find the online that they always do. Like, I guess Mario Maker 2 is really bad right now. Like, when you try to play online with like a friend, like it's really, really bad. They just need to really work on.
They need to like invest on their online.
Yeah.
Honestly, in general, they don't invest much in their structure of their tech.
No.
Like their consoles are all cheap to me, which is not.
No.
I mean, held it in your hand, right? You can do this and it'll probably break.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Plus, it's all pretty old technology. The Joy-Con. Plus, it's 1080. Not even 1080p, I think.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
But
720p.
Yeah.
But I like it. I really like the Switch. I barely play it because I have so many other games to play. But like, I still want to finish Zelda. I still want to finish. That's about it. Just Zelda. Well, I guess I can unlock everything from Mario Kart. But yeah, I like my Switch. I love it. Keep ripping it.
Nintendo, sponsor us.
I like it, but I haven't been playing it. It's like that.
Alright, enough of Nintendo. Let's see what Evan's got.
So, I was going to talk about this a while back, but then kind of put it on the shelf. Then thought about it again, then put it on the shelf again. But now I'll talk about it. So, I'm going to preface this by saying I've been waiting for part 2. And so it's appropriate for me to start talking about Days Gone, because it's currently my half replacement for Last of Us. That's basically all it's worth. Playing through this game, primarily what I was looking for was the story. I wanted something that was comparable to the storytelling of The Last of Us. But really, to be honest, the story and the dialogue in this game are honestly terrible. I've never played a game with this terrible of voice acting, the dialogue, the actual writing of the story and stuff. It just doesn't work.
Worse than Mass Effect Andromeda.
I don't, because I saw videos of that, And yeah, I do think it's worse. Like the main character, I forget his name. Honestly, that's how much I care about the game.
Dwayne.
It's not Dwayne.
It's not.
No, I know there's like the friend character named Boozer. Deacon. Sorry, his name is Deacon. So Deacon has, almost the way that the voice lines were written, it almost seems like Deacon is bipolar. I don't know if it's on purpose, but like they'll have phone conversations, like our radio conversations between the bases and the camps and stuff, and they're like, "Hey Deacon, I got a job for you," and he's like, "Yeah, all right." But they were playing too hard into the whole like a tired hero kind of thing. Like, you know how there's always that voice where the person's like, "Yeah, all right, we'll do it. Get her done," and you know, like that whole.
I've been old for too long.
Yeah, kind of like Joel. Like Joel is like a tired soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything he does is like, "Oh, well, we're gonna go over there," and you know, like that whole.
Yeah.
Exhausted
Being old.
But being old. They tried doing that with Deacon, and Deacon just sounds insane. It's very weird. Like one second he'd be like, "Yeah, all right, we'll do it." Okay, like between each line, he's doing one of those things. It's very weird. And
Or
then,
he'll just start yelling randomly.
like I think they designed some of the lines to be like they're thinking of cutscenes or something, or parts in the mission where you're on foot at first and then you go on his bike. I think that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you don't do that, for example, like if you stay on foot, the dialogue of the mission starts off where he's like, "All right, so where am I going?" Blah, blah, blah. And then suddenly out of nowhere he's yelling. He's like, where do we go now?"
And you're just walking right beside the person that you're supposed to.
Like within seconds, he goes from talking to yelling. And I think they didn't think that out very well. And just it's always, no matter what's going on in the story, like whether someone's dying and sick or whatever, whether he's getting hurt, Deacon always has the same attitude towards his dialogue. He's always like flipping out.
Did you find the loading screens? Because you have a PlayStation 4, like the classic one, right?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
The loading screens really long?
Yeah, just the initial one. It was way worse at launch, but now it's actually, they've released like I turned it on yesterday, and there's actually a 15 gig update.
Yeah, they did a bunch of
massive
like
hot
horde.
fix.
No, they did like a horde mode, a bunch of other stuff. I think like there's a DLC too, where it's like bike like races and stuff like that.
Oh, the horde mode! You should try that out, Evan.
And supposedly it's really hard and good at the same time, broski.
Well, I'm just at the point in the game now where I have proper guns and weaponry, and I'm able to actually get shit done. You know, like I can actually kill zombies and stuff. I wasn't able to before, because you'd start off as like a little pistol with no ammo and shit.
Sorry, I was just laughing because it's backing up a
I know.
storm.
I had a little Evanism, kind of like I had last.
The one thing I noticed too, whenever I was watching you play this game, like when you're on Twitch, the one thing I didn't like was the aim reticle. When you aim, it's like a huge circle.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that at all, and also I didn't like how loud your PS4 got whenever I was watching you play.
Yeah, that is true.
Because all you heard was like,
yeah, but
some small thing.
My PS4 has a particular problem with it. But yeah, it's one of those games where it was designed to just work on PlayStation 4 standard.
The game did really well. Like I'm happy that it did well because it's the developing team that did Siphon Filter. I love Siphon Filter, and I was waiting for them to just kind of release something. And whenever they showed this off a couple years ago, I was excited for it. I'm still excited to play it. I'll give it a chance. But like, whenever you have The Last of Us come out, and it's just fucking amazing, and then you see Days Gone, you're like, I choose Last of Us over Days Gone any day.
Well, why are you comparing it though?
They both have zombies.
They're like they're similar genres, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's a single player adventure horror, so which is the same thing as Last of Us, story driven, except the main difference between Days Gone and The Last of Us is that Days Gone is open world. Or it's
and it's not, and they're not called zombies; they're called freakers.
But the hordes of zombies aren't similar to Last of Us at all.
The hordes are kind
There's
of
no
like
hordes in Last of Us.
No, there's just like small pockets.
Like small parts where you're getting chased by a little bit more, but
the hordes are like
World War Z.
Yeah, exactly like World War Z. Just World War Z does it better.
And the only reason they have that is because they have more space.
Yeah.
But in Last of Us, you have linear.
The ragdolls are good though. I like them in Days Gone.
Yeah. And that the actual gunplay is getting better now. like I feel like the character, the class progression system is similar to World War Z, where each thing you get is actually meaningful and really changes the game.
Like the perks.
Yeah, so like I think I'd have to go through and really get the perks going because I think they do change. It doesn't change the voice acting and the terrible story, but at least changes the battle with the zombie.
It makes me really excited for The Last of Us. I'm
Like-
so excited for that game.
That game's gonna be, I think, probably better than the first one, and that's gonna be really hard to do.
There's rumors that it's coming out next year, February.
Friday.
I wish.
That would be insane if a company like a company that size that has that like game just drop it like Beyonce does with her albums, just throws it out in the world. Like, hey, surprise, our game is out.
Well,
They need to do that. That'd be awesome.
Well, Bethesda does that with like Elder Scrolls or like Fallout.
But those are massive updates.
No. When they announced Fallout 3, they were just like, yeah, coming out this year. I was listening to a podcast of with Tom Howard. Todd Howard, yeah. And he was basically saying like if he could just set like a date and be like, this is the game, it's fully done and it's coming out in like 1 week, he would do it. But obviously they wouldn't allow it because of all the like a lot of people wouldn't even realize the game's out because they would have to advertise.
For money wise, they would never do it.
But like they tried. He said even when he announced Skyrim for the November release date, like they wanted him to push it up even more because they thought it wasn't a good enough amount of time for them to advertise the game. He's like, no, I want it this date. Let's do it. Like,
sometimes it benefits companies because then it's like that wow factor. Like Apex Legends dropped out of nowhere. No one knew about that game
during E3, right?
No. It was just some random day.
It was a random day. They just dropped it. And I think Fortnite was dropped like that too.
Oh, I have no idea about Fortnite, but either way, Fortnite made a shitload of money.
But because of Apex Legends, that wow factor, like, holy crap, there's this new game. It's like fantastic.
And it was free too, right?
And so free, yeah.
You could just play
and no microtransactions. I think when it first released, so it was just game. It was just the game, and that's it. But
that game's gone. Like,
Apex?
Yeah.
No, they're doing
It came and went.
No, I think they're still doing big updates for it. Like I don't play it, but
I don't know anyone that's still.
Well, it's just like it was someone else trying battle royale game.
Honestly, I would play Demolition Racer more than Fortnite and Apex Legends.
Sure. A
game that never existed. Actually, it probably exists somewhere. Demolition Racer.
I still think it's called Demolition Derby.
It probably is.
There is definitely a Demolition Derby, but match up to Demolition.
Yeah, ragdolls are the best for PlayStation
1. So I'll bring up one last thing. I've been following No Man's Sky for a long time. I was one of those people that pre-ordered.
How many?
I was.
So 1 of 20 in Canada.
Funny thing is, I was the one that showed Evan this video for No Man's Sky, and I was excited for it. And then right like weeks beforehand, they announced a bunch of bullshit that like multiplayer wouldn't exist and all this other stuff. So I fell off the radar for this game.
Yeah.
You kept up.
I hung on, but I always look at games from a tech perspective, like what the developers can pull off inside of the engine stuff. And the only really thing I didn't give a shit about much at all about this game, other than the fact that they had the procedurally generated galaxies,
which is pretty cool.
It is like it's a cool thing to have done in a game. Like there's like over, it said like 18 quintillion planets or something like that.
No one's ever gonna be able to check everything.
And I think it's a novel idea. I think it's cool.
What was it that you found? You found something on a world while you were streaming, and I made you name it something. I can't remember. Remember what it was called?
I'm sure that's happened several times.
It was like, you guys should have been there.
But yeah, totally. But I've been following this game since launch. It came out like 2016, whatever. And one thing I always said was, man, this would be sick to have VR. And I remember, one of the reasons why I got a PSVR is because for some reason I felt deep down that No Man's Sky was going to actually do it.
And did
it? It was, they didn't. However, they did a bunch of fixing to the game. And now that the game is where they want it, they are going to have VR going into the game.
Do you think the VR will start off like when the game first play like trash?
No, I think the game has been fixed up to be pretty much at its peak. It's that if new players were to jump into it now and not hear about all the news and stuff, they'd get totally. But anyway, VR. I'm excited to see full VR capability. Honestly, for one reason, my PSVR is collecting dust, like majorly, and second, I'm excited to give No Man's Sky a new breath of life. See if I can bring back the love I once had for it.
You should get into the Wolfenstein VR when that comes out.
Is it Cyberpilot?
I don't remember the name of it, but it looks really good.
The thing is I do want to try all this shit, but I don't have at least you need a PS4 Pro, or else everything looks like garbage.
Man, just
Really?
come over. I have a PS4 Pro that's collecting dust.
Yeah, Wolfenstein Cyberpilot. We'll play at Christmas time.
I think it's Cyberpilot. That could be another made-up game that we just did. Yeah. Demolition Racer and Cyberpilot.
Demolition Cyberpilot.
Yeah.
But it's actually I'm thinking of getting a PS5 just to be able to use my.
Oh, there you go.
To its full potential.
So Evan, you said you played Days Gone this week.
I did, yeah.
For how long?
Not very long, like maybe about an hour.
I feel like you just need to play more games.
Maybe I do.
Like, I really, really think that you should play more games.
I'm slacking.
You know what? I got a great idea.
What's that?
It's going to be a game so cool. You'll have to play it you don't have to play the whole thing. Every week, I'm going to give you a game to play for this podcast.
Oh, every week, eh? Okay.
I'm going to give you a game every week. You just play like an hour or two of it, write down some stuff that you think is cool about it.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like an idea.
Or throw it out because it's garbage.
Yeah.
You won't throw this game out because it's amazing.
So you want me to play a game, then talk about it next time we have a podcast? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to know the game I want you to play for this whole week?
Give it to me.
Manhunt 2.
Manhunt 2. Have I even played that?
Nope. I know for a fact you haven't.
We actually were looking at a flea market today. We found a PSP version of it.
Yep.
Yeah. What didn't the PSP version? Wasn't it uncensored or something?
No, it was censored, but there was a way to hack it. Yeah, and then so there's a PC version that you could get years ago, and that's uncensored. Which I have for PC. Yeah, it's a really cool game. But I won't talk about it because that's your mission for next week, is to play Manhunt 2.
Manhunt 2.
Also, before anything, I also want to mention to you, Evan, I read up about Fallout 76. They're actually updating the game to help out with players who are just joining in. They're making it easier for people who start off at like level 1 and stuff. I don't know the whole details, but I thought that was pretty cool because last time I went into it, I had no fucking idea what I was doing.
Yep.
I actually enjoyed it when I played it. When they during E3 they had a free trial of it,
right?
And I also should have bought it because it was like
50% off.
Yeah, 50%.
Yeah.
Some nice guy randomly on Discord bought it for me. He told me to check out this random Flash game, so I clicked on it, and it was actually a purchase of Fallout 76. I think his name was like Z-Van, like 82 or something.
Z-Van 82. Oh, it's my evil twin nemesis.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get all the fame.
Yeah, what a nice guy he was.
What an asshole. Just taking my thunder.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Just to kind of, I'm still really into Fallout 76. I haven't played it for a while, but I want to get back into it.
I always tend to throw an hour here and there at Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Might be worth talking about next week. Maybe just to brush up on things that I've done since I talked about it. Yeah, there's tons to say about that game because it's so deep.
You don't even know how badly I want to go and play games. I'm just dying to play games.
John's going through withdrawals. We've been PC-less for over a week now.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, since that's the case, we better get these guys back to their game.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes!
For this week on the Plus 3 podcast, that's going to be it for us. Stay tuned next week, where I'll talk about Manhunt 2, and we'll discuss all the games that we've been wanting to catch up on. We'll have some fresh new material for you.
Yeah, and we actually have a special thing before we go. We're going to film us playing a game. Mm-hmm. Hopefully a horror game. That'd be fun.
We're bouncing ideas back and forth as to what it's actually. You're going to get to see us in action. Should be a lot of fun.
It will be so much fun.
It'll be so much fun.
You don't even know.
You'll be fixing your withdrawals and you'll have it back. And Feel the surge again.
I'll feel it in my
Feel
blood.
it in your veins. Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
That's it for the podcast. We'll see ya.